Without recourse, your invisible armor in every transaction. What if two simple words could shield you from future financial liability? Every time you endorse or transfer a negotiable instrument, you're either exposed or protected. And without recourse is the legal armor no one talks about until now. The phrase "without recourse" is more than a courtesy disclaimer. It is a powerful shield grounded in uniform commercial code principles that limits legal liability for the endorser of a negotiable instrument. Specifically, UCC Section 3-415(b) establishes that when an instrument is endorsed without recourse, the endorser expressly disclaims any obligation to pay should the instrument be dishonored. This clause is the financial equivalent of contractual body armor. It ensures that, regardless of whether the instrument defaults or loses value, the issuer cannot be held personally liable. That limitation of liability applies to any future holder, transferee, or institution that receives or processes the instrument, even via third-party assignment. In practical terms, inserting "without recourse" onto a check, promissory note, car loan, mortgage application, or any other negotiable instrument severs the signer's liability from the instrument's performance. Once accepted and processed, whether physically in person or digitally via Fedwire, SWIFT, or ACH protocols, the instrument is considered legally binding and final, but the signer's obligations are extinguished. Federal banking institutions already understand this principle and use it routinely. For instance, when banks transfer notes between institutions or pledge them as collateral to the Federal Reserve discount window, the notes almost always bear a without recourse endorsement, thereby protecting the endorsing bank. When private individuals do the same, however, it upsets the expected power dynamic. Financial institutions may resist processing the transaction or request re-signing. This reaction is not based on illegality, but rather on the institution's assumption of the signer's ignorance. Nonetheless, under both UCC and Federal Reserve operating circulars, notably OC-10, once the note has been received and accepted, the terms of the endorsement are irrevocable. Delivery equals acceptance. That's why mailing a properly endorsed instrument via registered mail with proof of delivery is not just smart, it's strategically decisive. Footnote: this section demonstrates how including "without recourse" on endorsed negotiable instruments legally nullifies the signer's liability and mirrors institutional practices used by banks themselves.